I would like to start by saying, if you are someone that hates yourself or you dislike yourself, you're not abnormal. I think it's honestly very, very normal to not like yourself, especially as women, because fucking everything in this world as a woman makes you hate yourself. Every day there is something new to worry about. What I'm saying is that it's genuinely hard for women to accept themselves and have self-love, because everything in this world, it's like it's put there to make you feel bad about yourself. How you feel now, it's probably not going to be how you feel in a couple of years down the line. I also will say that naturally, with growing up and maturing and developing your prefrontal cortex, I think that as you get older, you naturally just learn to accept yourself more. Let's also talk about where self-hate stems from. Besides the fact that we have touched on how naturally women are in a position where we are going to hate ourselves more, apart from that, self-hatred, it stems from a lack of self-acceptance. Because if we feel like we're inadequate, or we're smaller, or we're not good enough, we hate ourselves for it. We don't accept ourselves. Instead of saying, okay, I know that maybe I'm not a perfect individual and I accept myself, we may take the opposite route and pity ourselves because we are not perfect. And then that leads to self-hatred, self-loathing, feelings of unworthiness, etc. Something to know is that we are all on this planet for the first time. Experiencing life for the first time, we're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect. No one is perfect. Even if you look at someone's life online, or even your friends, and you think they're perfect, they're not. Trust me. I genuinely think over time I've accepted all of my imperfections. When I was younger, I even said this in my viral subliminal video that I wanted to change everything about myself. I said that I wanted to change everything about myself, even though I also didn't at the same time. But ask me today, Simone, what do you want to change about yourself? Not that much. When I was younger, I would say, I want to get surgery on every part of my face and body. Not anymore. Why? Because if we're just talking about beauty at the moment, I've learned to really appreciate how I look. Not only that, I don't compare myself, because I was thinking about this recently. Number one, you can't compare a rose to a lily, right? They're innately beautiful, even though they're different flowers, they're still beautiful. You truly can't compare it. And then I was thinking about my male celebrity crushes, and they all look so different, but I genuinely cannot put them in a hierarchy of who I think is the most attractive to least attractive, because they're all so different that truly it is like comparing a lily and a rose, an apple and a pear. I can't. So I think if you're a woman and you think about it in that light, it may help you a lot to know that just because you don't look like that supermodel, it doesn't diminish your beauty in any way. And I truly think in a world where everyone is starting to look identical, your natural beauty will always shine through. And just because you think you are not perfect, it does not mean that you are undeserving of love. I actually had this deep-rooted feeling when I was younger that because I didn't feel perfect and I was a perfectionist, that I felt like I was undeserving of love. And then that's something over time I have unwired in me, and now I'm like, I'm absolutely deserving of the best. This leads into the fact that you kind of have to do shadow work. Guys, I don't know, get a therapist as well, use my BetterHelp link. And I say this in every video, but it is so crucial you know yourself. When you do this shadow work, you might realize things about yourself that make you feel bad. You'll be like, oh, why do I have this issue? Why do I have this trauma? I'm so fucked up. And then you may feel broken. And I'll tell you that you will piece yourself together over time. When you go to the mirror, instead of picking out all your flaws, pick out the things you like. And if you're one of those people, because I know I was, that looked in the mirror and actually didn't like anything about themselves, fucking lie, okay? Lie to yourself. I love my hair, I love my lips, I love my big fat fucking nose. I'm joking. I love everything about myself. I don't know, lie, okay? I promise, over time, you will start to believe it. You need to have compassion and kindness for yourself, which means not being a perfectionist, not beating yourself up for making mistakes, and not holding it against yourself. You need to get rid of people in your life who don't accept you. This is a big one, because I had a best friend, and there was at some point in my life where I realized I low-key was doing things for her approval, which I didn't even know. And it felt like our friendship was very conditional. Like if I did something wrong, I would get a cold shoulder. And then I was thinking later on, this is not what friendship is. Friendship is actually accepting your friends for their flaws. And if they're really bad at something, you know, tell them, be honest, help them through it maybe. And because I was seeking her approval and she was such an important person in my life, it actually made me not accept myself. So then when I distanced her and I found friends that actually accepted me, everything changed. So yeah, if you have friends that give you a very conditional type of love or friendship, you need to distance yourself. Stop setting unrealistic expectations. When I was younger and I knew nothing about life, I literally said, Simone, you're depressed right now, but here's a plan, and in 7 days, you're going to be the happiest person alive. And when 7 days rolled around and I wasn't happy and I was still depressed as fuck, I beat myself up. It's unrealistic, right? You need to set realistic goals for yourself and then have compassion if you don't achieve those goals. Stop letting yourself down. For example, I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. today. Now, if I set this goal every single day and every single day I didn't follow through, I think I actually have reason then to hate myself. Because I'm actually lying to myself. I'm lying to myself by saying every day I'm going to do this and I don't. But I don't do that. Some days I may not wake up early, but other days I will. For the most part, I show up for myself. Because if you're not showing up for yourself, then who the fuck is going to show up for you? And that is a form of self-love. Self-love is it's not going and having a bubble bath, having a massage, or consuming something, spending money as TikTok makes it out to be. It's not. It's actually the simple things. Believing you're deserving of respect, aka when people disrespect you, you stand up for yourself. 2, it's taking care of yourself, working out, having a good diet, etc. It's taking care of yourself mentally, aka investing into therapy, doing your shadow work, whatever, not hanging out with people who are bad for your mental health, and then it's just doing things in your best interest. Think about the person you love most in this world. Maybe it's your mother. How do you treat her? How do you want her to be treated by other people? That's how you should treat yourself.